Hello, friends, and welcome to your Summit 2022 Ops TLP Friends and Family Day session. My name is Molly Mermaid Williams, and I am a manager of programs here with Kesem. Reasons I am passionate about this session is really because it's a little taste of summer camp for our campers. It's a good visual for our parents to see how passionate we truly are about Kesem, and it's the perfect mini test run before our true summer at summer camp. Now, going into this session, we are going to talk a little bit about our objectives. Obviously, we're going to review some of the spring Friends and Family Day basics. We're going to talk a little bit about planning your event as Ops and TLP coordinators, and we'll talk a little bit about ways to discuss and leverage this during the year programming opportunity to help us prepare and have a successful session of camp. Now, you may be wondering, Mermaid, what is Friends and Family Day? So Friends and Family Days are events that include not only our returning families, but also new and prospective families and key supporters. So think your advisory board members, your community contacts, alumni, large donors, anybody and everybody who would want to see who we are and what we do. These events are for our campers and their families to connect on a small scale, but also we want to open these gatherings up to those who are an important piece of our Kesem family and make sure they understand what we do and how thankful we are for them. The exciting but also nerve-wracking part about Friends and Family Day is this could be one of the very first times we get to have face-to-face interactions with some of our families. It's an important time to instill trust in our camper parents and also ensure them that their kids will be safe and protected with us at camp. It's also a great way to show campers part of the fun that they'll be looking forward to this summer and leave them eager and excited for camp. Now, a couple of questions that I want you to be thinking about as we start moving forward into this session. But as Ops and TLP coordinators, why do you think you should care about Friends and Family Day? I'll give you a couple seconds to kind of think about that. Why should you care about Friends and Family Day? My next question is, what do you as Ops and TLP coordinators think are the most important aspects of planning Friends and Family Day? Let you pause, think a little bit. All right, now that you've thought about it, we're going to talk about why these things are important for you as Ops and TLP coords. Now, let's say that I go to school, I'm a student leader at Carle University, and I'm about to invite you to our Friends and Family Day. Hello, Kesem at Carle University families and friends. We would like to invite you to our Spring 2023 Friends and Family Day. We cannot wait to see you all there. Well, are you coming? Aren't you excited? Doesn't it sound like it's going to be a great time? No, you're not excited? Well, why not? Maybe you're not excited because you don't know when it is. You don't know where it is. You don't know what it is. You don't even know who's invited at this point. So why would you want to be interested in going? That's why it's so important that we are thinking forward and communicating, not only as ops coords, but also with the rest of our coordinator team so that we can get all of the information out to our families and not leave them in the dark and it turn into crickets at our actual event. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about what resources are available to you, but also what are you as Ops and TLP coordinators truly responsible for? Resources. You have lots of them, and they all live in your central resources table. Obviously, we have our Friends and Family Day guide that has all of the information you could ever think and want to have in a guide. We also have your Friends and Family Day RSVP form, so this will help you plan out your anticipated number of guests. It would be awful if you plan for 100 guests, but only have 20 show up. We want to make sure that we are planning and prepping for the right number of humans. This will also be a chance for you to work really closely with your outreach coordinators and your AMP coords to create your invitee list. Outreach will work with our camper families, while AMP will work with some of our alumni, different constituent groups. We also have Friends and Family Day sample schedule, and this includes a beforehand prep schedule along with a day of event schedule. We have a family info session PowerPoint that you can utilize and customize to your own chapter. We have a panel resource in case you have some people where you want to host a panel for your families or your campers. And then we also have a nice little sample Friends and Family Day information or invitation where you just need to fill in the gaps. Now, what are your responsibilities? The planning. You as ops and TLP coordinators are the bread and butter of fun event planning at your chapter. So really things we want to be thinking about are the date, time, and location, very important. You can have a theme. This is something optional. You'll be in charge of planning and building out the schedule, and this includes the friends family info session. You'll also be responsible for collecting your supplies and snacks. So you can collect these either by in-kind donations using what you already have, or maybe purchasing some supplies. If you're curious about in-kind donations, I know there's another session later on hosted by Jade about how to run in-kind donation drives. And we really want to start planning for this now. The holidays are right around the corner, so you want to make sure that you have your list going out for wish lists of supplies, getting donations, all that good stuff. Now you may be thinking, but Mermaid, why? Why Friends and Family Day? Well, Friends and Family Days are a huge part of the potential success of your chapter and camp. You as ops and TLP coords are the experts at your chapter of fun, innovative, engaging camp activities. It gives you a chance to test out some of those potential camp activities before you get there. If you have this wild idea, perfect time to try it out. You can also do a test run of check-in and check-out, which I have heard through the grapevine is our biggest pain point of the summer. And it's also a great way to get a behind the scenes mini look at what type of work will go into a full week of programming. Now, throughout this session, I really want y'all to pay close attention to any similarities that stick out to you between camp and Friends and Family Day. Now, with your initial planning, we're going to do a little bit more of a deeper dive. So picking a date, you need to have a date locked in before January 15th and send it over to your program coordinator for review and approval. So things we want to make sure we're avoiding when we are picking out our date is we want to avoid any big holidays, spring break. We also want to probably avoid finals and midterm. And then obviously you have a Make the Magic coming up this next semester. Make sure you're not scheduling it on the same day or same weekend. You can also have your own time frame. Pick a time. Ideally, we want to think between meals. So 1 to 4 p.m., 1 to 3, 2 to 4. Talk with your program coordinator and they can help you make a good choice on when to do this. But if you do it in between meals, you'll only need to offer a snack instead of a full meal. That can save you a lot of money and a lot of hassle with planning out what to feed everybody and when to feed them. Next, location. First of all, is it going to be big enough for your anticipated number of guests? Is it within our budget? If we can get it for free, even better. If it is outdoors, is there an option to move it inside in case we have bad weather? Are there bathrooms available, not only for the campers, but for you and for parents? We're human. And also parking. Is there a parking lot? Is it accessible to our space? Do we have to pay for parking? How are we going to pay for parking if that's the case? We also want to talk a little bit about our theme. Now, themes are completely optional. Sometimes this can help you plan and make more fun decisions, or you could even have it be your camp theme. But we want to make sure that our camp theme is inclusive. We want to make sure that everybody can partake in it. Think through, will it cost money for our campers to participate? For example, if you have like a superhero theme day, will it cost your campers money to dress up in capes and masks? Probably. So make sure you're providing these items for them. We also want to think about, does it align with our organizational values? We want to make sure we're not appropriating or alienating any cultures or cultural traditions, and it is not only exclusive to certain cultures, traditions, and religions. So, for example, we don't want to have an Easter theme. We want to avoid this because it is a religious holiday. So anything including Easter bunnies, Easter candy, Easter egg hunt, go ahead and avoid that. However, you are more than welcome to have a spring themed Friends and Family Day that everybody can enjoy. You can plant flowers, butterflies, birds, sunshine, outdoor activities, everything that reminds you of spring. Different things to be considerate about with your programming is your TLP campers. Is this something that they're going to enjoy? Should we have a different offshoot for programming? If you decide to not have an offshoot, you can always utilize your TLP campers in a different way, such as having them host or be the point person for a certain constituent group throughout the day, making sure they have everything they need, helping to lead and guide some of these activities with the younger campers. You also need to make sure you're having your family info session. This is required. And like I said in our resources section of this training, we have created a PowerPoint so that you can cover all of your bases with these families, answer any questions, get them comfortable for camp, and introduce them to some returning families if they're new. We also want to make sure that we are making time for our guardians to meet separately and just to be informed about what's to come during the summer. It's really a great time for new guardians to interact with returning, ask them questions, ask you questions. We really want to make them feel comfortable. We also want to make sure we're including these different items in our session. So making thoughtful and intentional connections with our camper guardians. We want to encourage them to create classy pages or even just simply share our social media posts to get the word out. We also can help them navigate our different social media groups during this time. So getting them added to the friends or to the family Facebook pages for your chapter, Instagram, all of the Facebooks, email, all that good stuff. Parents truly do care and they do want our chapters to be successful. So don't be afraid to discuss what we do throughout the year and invite them to things like Make the Magic or any games that you're hosting on campus that you might be doing any sort of fundraisers at. Giving Tuesday, they love to be involved in the hype of that day. So don't be afraid to invite them. Now we're going to go through our final review now that you've made it through all of the big details and planning for your Friends and Family Day. Now we want to put into action, but remember, we need to pick a date and be cognizant of school calendars. And don't forget to get the dates to your program coordinators before or by January 15th for review and approval. You want to choose a location that is within your chapter's budget. Now, your PC will be able to help you make this determination whether or not it's in your budget. But you can also look in your finance workbook and find an answer there. We also want to make sure we have a rain plan if we're going to be outside for our location, have an inclusive theme. And if you're not sure, again, you can ask your PC for guidance on this. And then you want to make sure you're including a leadership component for your TLP campers. And finally, be intentional during your time with your parents as we gear up for camp. Oh, and of course, have fun. That's the biggest thing with Friends and Family Day. We want you, our campers, and our families to have a great time while they're with us and eagerly awaiting camp. Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in, and I can't wait to see what y'all come up with for your Friends and Family Days. Thank you.